Good morning, welcome back to Business AM. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Good. This is a part of the show where we get to talk about issues and developments in different sectors and industries of the Kenyan economy. Now, when it comes to business, and I'm talking about retail business in the country, and we do know that retail business is actually what eventually ends into your pocket in terms of little units. Transportation costs 50 to 75%. It actually accounts in terms of the prices of the goods that you're actually using to run your businesses and households. This is according to Knight Frank in 2018. Which makes sense, therefore, that if we are talking about the prices of business or the price of business in this country, then there is another large aspect that we really need to understand better: transportation. Which therefore makes sense for us this morning to talk to Ronald Okello, the head of transportation at Lorry Systems. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Simba. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's just really break this conversation because I'm told we only have 15 minutes, so there's a lot that we can talk about. Okay. But let's break it from the basic level. When it comes to business in Kenya, Knight Frank tells us that the retail business, transportation actually accounts for 50 to 75% of the prices that are actually pushed into the retail business in Kenya. How pertinent is transportation, therefore, to businesses in the economy?
Simba, that's very true. So the cost of logistics, and if you break it down into transportation specifically, accounts for about 75% of the cost of moving goods within East Africa. This is comparative to more developed markets like the United States, where that actual cost is at 6%. So as an end user or as a consumer, every time you get an opportunity to purchase a product, and logistics is definitely involved in getting anything from point A to point B, 75% of the actual good goes into logistics. And that is the biggest concern that Lorry came into the market to take care of.
That's a big disparity. And it looks like as if there's a space here that has not actually been utilized. We're talking about more than 60% that actually needs to be utilized properly and solutions be found under. Okay, let's get into it therefore. When you look at the Kenyan economy specifically, where does the ice start cracking when it comes to transportation?
So this is what happens. There's a cargo owner, then there's a transporter, and there's Simba.
Yes.
So Simba is ideally buying a product from a particular cargo owner, whatever. It could be flour, it could be a bottle of soda, it could be anything. Now, where the ice starts cracking is at the point where the owner of the cargo wants to move his goods. Historically, they have relied on third-party transporters to avail the trucks on time for them to be able to move the commodities. So what happens is a typical cargo owner will have contracted 3 or 4 third-party transport partners for them to show up and lift the cargo for them when Simba makes the order. Now, the challenge, the bottleneck comes in whereby these transporters are not only contracted to that one cargo owner, but because they're businessmen, they're contracted to several other cargo owners in the market that they need to move for. Now, the appetite for business in this economy, specifically Kenya and East Africa, is quite high. So if you own a truck today, you will definitely say yes to all the business that's available. So if I'm transporting commodities as a truck owner for cargo owner A, and then cargo owner B gives me a call, I'll definitely say yes to both. Because one, I want to hedge and leverage opportunities that I have.
Yes.
No one ever says no to business because I have a dedicated cargo owner that I'm serving. Now, the challenge comes in whereby the commodity needs to leave cargo owner A, where Simba has ordered his product from, on time to be delivered on time and in full to the end consumer. Now, the delays in the bottleneck where trucks either don't show up on time to load, or they show up on time and it's not in proper condition, has necessitated cargo owners to invest in logistics, which is not their core business. So if your core business is producing media articles, selling bottled water, then your core business is not really logistics. So because of these lapses, and competition is very rampant in the economy, so the cargo owner will want to compete in a space that gives them a higher comparative advantage to anyone in the sector that they're dealing with.
Yes.
So you will find that almost 65% of cargo owners in the East African market have invested in their own fleet. So when you drive around Nairobi, for example, you'll see anything from 10-ton trucks to 28-ton trailers, branded company names of products that you actually buy. Then you ask yourself, do they manufacture the product? Are they also in logistics? But they have to take up logistics because it's broken. That now becomes where cargo owners turn into transporters. On the other hand, transporters are left running up and down because they don't essentially have a pool that brings them together, that does the marketing for them to get them access to consistent business and to pay them on time.
Yes.
That's why they have to hedge 6 or 7 different cargo owners just to make sure that their cash flows are consistent. And now that is where Lorry comes in to fuse that connection, to seamlessly connect cargo and transport.
Yes. So now, just make somebody understand, therefore.
Yes.
Once I come to Lorry Systems as a retailer,
Yes.
what do I expect? What are you cutting back from my hustle?
Okay. So if you
Yes.
come to Lorry today as
Yes.
a big retailer,
Yes.
there's a lot of benefits that you will experience.
Yes.
The first one being you're dealing with one partner. So rather than dealing with 17 different third-party
I say no.
suppliers,
Yes.
contractors, you have one partner. This one partner offers consistent communication, because another bottleneck that we have is when you're moving goods across the East African corridor,
Yes.
then you lack visibility of where your cargo is. And this is extremely important because this big retailer needs to relay the same information to the consumer who's ordered the product from their house. So 1, you have one partner. 2, you have reliable and consistent communication. Thirdly, you have automated invoicing, because it's one invoice that's coming to you at an agreed point in time.
Yes.
The biggest one, however, is efficiency and reliability. Efficiency in this case, Simba, is in the last 2 years that we have been in business, we have managed to lower the cost of goods in the East African corridor that we operate in by about 17% when it comes to food. And this has nothing to do with changing the commodity type. This just means high efficiency in how we execute the job.
Yes.
So just to go a bit granular into it is, you probably have been using, as a big retailer, you've been using the wrong trailer types, which makes offloading slower. So we can switch that for you. You have not been getting trucks arriving on time, which is a big thing.
Yes.
So we have this pool of 6,000 plus trucks at every given point, which means if you need 50 trucks, we can quickly get that to you within a day or 2,
Yes.
rather than having to wait a week for your actual contracted suppliers to show up.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a good thing that we're talking about 2 years, because I was reading your portfolio. You have actually got a lot of recommendations and awards that have come within the 2 years time frame.
Yes.
I want you to tell me, therefore, have you found yourselves fighting this business culture of agentry that exists within the Kenya transport system for you to find yourselves where you are right now?
Yes, we have. I mean, as a startup, a high growth startup, and
Yes.
venturing into a very competitive market, it comes with challenges.
Yes.
When we started off, people labeled Lorry as, you guys are brokers, you're coming into this space to take over from a particular cartel that existed before.
Yes.
But what we're doing is we're creating an ecosystem for both parties to come on board, and using our app, we're just creating a platform for cargo owners to seamlessly connect to transport. Now, I gave you the benefits of the cargo owner. For the transporter in this case, we give you access, we do the marketing for you. So in the case whereby if you own a truck today, you have to wake up every morning and go and look for that job. What we're doing for you is we're bringing in all these cargo owners to your doorstep. We're delivering the cargo to you. Once we give you accessibility and we've done the marketing for your truck or for your brand to the cargo owner, you load out. After you've loaded out, we have an on-journey communications team
Yes.
that tracks the asset and gives feedback both ways, to the guy who owns the truck and also to the cargo owner.
Yes.
So if you own a truck, then you don't necessarily have to call your driver all the time to find out where you is the cargo safe. You don't have to babysit your business. You can go out there and look into truck financing or expansion, which we also take care of
Yes.
as a product.
Yes.
But you can focus on growing and expanding your business. We give access to working capital in terms of fuel. So when we link you to a job, we provide the fuel, which accounts to about 50% of the cost for you to execute that job. So you have the work, you've got the fuel, you've got on-journey tracking management, and then we pay. on time.
Yes.
So any interactions that go on between cargo owners and lorry is one contract. Anything that happens between lorry and the transporter is a different contract.
It's pretty much a different contract.
Same
as
way
well.
when you take a taxi hailing cab, when
Yes.
the conversation is between you and the app. So once you make the payment will be done to the driver.
Yes.
So now you're just coming to aggregate the platform to make sure that there's efficiency, and also there's truck utilization
Yes.
has really gone up. So as we're lowering the cost of goods, the argument may become you're taking away revenues from the transporter. What we're doing is we're giving you more work and more trips, and essentially higher revenues from what you're earning previously.
Pretty much, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, and I know just 2 minutes. Now, transportation in the country is actually one of the most emotive issues in the economy right now. We know there's a lot of infighting between the government and the transporters in this country.
Yes.
There seems to be this notion
Yes.
or allegation, therefore, that the government is actually trying to push every transporter within the Kenyan economy that in one way or another, should you find yourself in the route where there's SGR, you pretty much gotta have to use it. Do you believe, therefore, do you think, therefore, that the transport face in the country is going to change once SGR becomes this big issue that you can't run away from as lorry systems?
I would say it's Simba. The
Yes.
only thing that doesn't change in life is change itself.
Yes.
So as a platform, the transporters, on behalf of Lorry, I would say this, the transporters are actually have their own right and to be aggrieved and to express that, because
Yes.
constitutionally they're also allowed to do that. And they have demonstrated about it. They've given their voice about the SGR. About 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, there was a study done by the University of Nairobi in conjunction with the county government of Mombasa, just pretty much outlaying some of the challenges that have come across in terms of revenue loss from the Mombasa County because of the SGR. Now, we seek to have a mutual working relationship with all parties, which is the transport partners, the carriers, the cargo owners, and also, as a startup, compliance to government regulations is one of our key objectives that we lean towards.
Yes.
So does this conversation change immediately in terms of does transport go out of, does the transportation game end altogether? I'd say definitely not. Because it's the SGR can deliver everything to the studio where we are right now. So it will end at a particular point, and this changes the logistics for us to look at it in terms of there's a last mile part of it.
Yes.
There's moving other commodities that don't necessarily go into the SGR. So I'd just say it's logistics has been, or transportation has been an industry since the 1930s that has worked in a particular way, in a granular way. Now, just like banking, just like the taxi industry, all industries in Kenya, because now we're becoming, investors are really coming into the country, we're growing as an economy, Kenya is moving to the next level.
Yes.
So a lot of the industries that have been old school, such to say, will get a bit of vibrancy or shock into it in terms of the new way of doing things.
Yes.
So business will still be ripe for transporters. That's the reason why Lorry is existing right now, and we welcome all transport partners to come and work with us.
Yes.
The way we look at it is probably what would have to change slightly. So if the origin of the corridor was Mombasa, then maybe the origin of the corridor moves to Nairobi.
Yes.
But there'll always be, there's a manufacturer in Mombasa, there's a manufacturer in Nairobi.
Yes.
Same, there's a client in Mombasa, there's a client in Nairobi. So probably we're just shifting the scale a little bit, but it's still very relevant.
1 minute. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Paint for me the picture. 5 years. Everybody's got to talk about that in the Kenyan economy.
So in 2 years,
Yes.
a couple of milestones have been really great. We're in Kenya, we're in Uganda, we're in Rwanda, we're in South Sudan, and we're in Ghana and Nigeria. So there's about 6 countries that we operate in. In Nigeria, for example, we have had the privilege to work with Flour Mills of Nigeria, Honeywell's Mills, and Olam as well, which are some of the big retailers there.
Yes.
And in 5 years, we're looking at taking over East Africa, West Africa, and the entire African continent. And we're seeking partnership from all cargo owners within the market, all transporters, because as one Lorry, we're just here to revolutionize logistics in Africa.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Isn't it? Get online, talk to them. Lorry Systems. Get to see what they can offer you. We take a short break here on Business, and once we come back, let's talk about the property market. You do know that the 29th Property Expo is going on, isn't it? What do you need to know about it? What is different this year? After the break. All right, welcome back to Business AM. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Guess what? We are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitter. Hashtag Business AM at Metropole TV Kenya. We can also catch this conversation live on YouTube at Metropole TV Kenya. Good. All right, so what are we talking about today? You do know that under the biggest pillars of the Big Four agenda, there is that one called affordable housing, which pretty much means we have to talk about everything in that whole household. We're talking about property, we're talking about land, we're talking about homes, we're talking about fittings, we're talking about everything that actually works in hand for us to actually have affordable housing, which makes it the best time now for us to talk about the 29th Kenya Homes Expo happening this month, isn't it? All right, good. So to join me in studio to talk about this and what you expect there from is Benix Agot, is the head of marketing for that department as well. All right, let's get talking about property and homes and lands therefore and anything around that this year. And the first question for you is, why should anybody attend the 29th Homes Expo 2019?
Fantastic. The 29th Kenya Homes Expo offers visitors various options.
Yes.
In real estate investment.
Yes.
And for example, if you need to purchase your home, the Kenya Homes Expo offers you that platform to purchase your home.
Yes.
If you're building on your own, you are on your own and you want to furnish your home, the Kenya Homes Expo offers you that opportunity to come and get items that are necessary for you to furnish your home.
Yes.
Yes. If you are an investor in real estate and you are looking for the newest technologies in the latest technologies in the market, the Kenya Homes Expo offers you an opportunity to come and learn more about new technologies that are emerging in the market.
Yes. All right. So it is actually interesting that we're talking about 29th.
Yes.
So everybody would like to think, what is different in the 29th that we didn't see in the 28th? And this in line with the Big Four agenda under affordable housing, because anybody would like to think, well,
yes,
maybe there's something for me in terms of the 29th Expo.
Fantastic. Good. Every expo that we organize is unique on its own way.
Yes.
Yes, we get a profile of some real estate investors that are different.
Yes.
And what is different and very interesting with this particular expo, though not in line with Big Four agenda, but is that for the first time in the history of these exhibitions, we will have an exhibition in which visitors are able to get credit on the floor. For example, yes, fantastic.
Yes.
For example, if you are looking to furnish your home, you need about 200,000 or 300,000 to furnish your home, and you're not financially well. The Kenya Homes Expo has got exhibitors of some profile who are able to give you instant loans on the floor. So you're able to walk away with those items from the expo.
Yes, and you think that is really very good, and that's exactly what the economy needs, isn't it? Especially expos in the country, that other than just seeing and knowing exactly what is available for you, then you can actually be able to go home with some of those products.
Exactly, fantastic. Yes. Because you see, most people who come to the Kenya Homes Expo, some of them are coming to look for home, some of them are coming to some of them are coming to shape their dreams.
Yes.
And if we can help them realize their dreams early, we have brought in those kind of exhibitors who can, for example, help them realize their dreams early.
Yes.
So, for example, if you're looking forward to having a kitchen in the next, let's say, 6 months, but you're not financially loaded, we have got exhibitors who can give you the money, you carry the kitchen away. Whether it's a 500,000 kitchen or it's a 250,000 kitchen.
Yes.
But in line with the Big Five agenda, is that the Kenya Homes Expo has brought in a profile of other exhibitors who are actually providing the solutions which are in line with the Big Four agenda.
Yes.
Which one of them is affordable housing? And when we talk about affordable housing, for example, we are talking about homes between to the tune of 3 million up to 7 million. And we have got those exhibitors who are offering those kind of solutions on the floor.
Yes.
And also important to note is that we are also working in tandem with the government, and we shall have the principal secretary in charge of the Ministry of Public Works, Transport, Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, who will be officially opening this event
Yes.
on the 11th at 10 a.m.
Yes.
So we have invited him to come and talk to the visitors and
Yes.
the organizers, and the exhibitors on the various tax incentives, for example, that they are giving to the developers.
Yes.
That the developers can in turn pass over to the consumers.
Which makes it a very interesting expo for any developer and exhibitor really to go there and actually listen in, isn't
Exactly,
it? All right.
exactly.
So Benex, it is the 29th, man.
Yes.
It's not the 1st, it's not the 5th,
Yes.
it's not even the 10th.
Yes.
It is the 29th.
Exactly.
So how have you seen a development or advancement in the way in which Kenyans actually go for property? And what sort of property are they going for when it comes to lands and homes? And what mechanisms can you say you've seen change from maybe the 10th to what we're talking about now, the 29th? Is there a trend that Kenyans are actually going for more?
Exactly. The trend, or rather, that segment of the market which
Yes.
has got most demand
Yes.
is in the medium, or rather I can say the middle income
Yes.
sector of the economy. And this is where we're talking about homes which range from between 3 million up to the way all the way to 9 million.
Yes.
Yes. And currently that is where the shortage also is. And the Kenya Homes Expo is addressing that kind of shortage.
And I'd like to think that the majority of the people or the exhibitors, if you're actually invited, are from Nabaken, the middle income level, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
So now, have you given a special focus there to lands? Because now that's also another aspect that most of the economy is also actually looking at, because we're talking about affordable housing.
Yes.
But at the same time, there is land aspect for you to actually have this affordable housing.
Yes.
What sort of exhibitors do you expect in the land segment?
Well, this exhibition, like I said before, it is diverse.
Yes.
It has got the property segment in it,
Yes.
but it is also diverse in the sense that we have got other service providers within the real estate industry.
Yes.
So, for example, we have got those companies that are bringing land to the expo, and
Yes.
there are several. And you know, land, most people are looking forward to acquiring land, maybe not just to build, but also as a way of accumulating assets. Well, and land is a very interesting aspect
Yes.
at the expo, because a lot of people come to look for land. So we shall have several property companies that
Yes.
will also be bringing land to the expo.
Yes.
And that solution is everywhere across the city, and its neighborhoods. Whether you're looking for land in Kangundo Road, you'll find it at the Kenya Homes Expo. Whether you're looking for land in Lavington, we have got companies bringing the land.
Up country as well, because there's a segment that people are saying you close your eyes on.
Up country, not really much, but
Yes.
but the farthest that we have at the expo is in Nakuru.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. We have got exhibitors bringing land from all the way from Nakuru, Naivasha, Nanyuki.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, finally, Benex, I think our time is expiring. Okay, finally, when, how, where, and why? Salid, man.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes. Now, the Kenya Homes Expo will happen this month,
Yes.
from the 10th to 13th
Yes.
at the KICC. That is for 4 days. And we invite all of you to come and experience this amazing exhibition. that is so diverse. You're not just coming to look for property alone. For example, if you're building on your own, you are able to get all the solutions that you need for your own construction. Whether you're looking for tiles, whether you're looking for roofing solutions, whether you are looking for doors, they're looking for locks. It is an all-diverse exhibition and a very interesting platform for you to also not only just to invest in what you want to invest in, but also to keep on learning about the industry trends. Yes, so
Pretty
I look
much.
forward. Yes, so we look forward to hosting all of you.
You already know about it. It's time for you to go there, subscribe, actually register, isn't it? Registration is ongoing?
Yes, registration is ongoing.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty much. Log in, register. Actually, if you're interested in affordable housing, you will know exactly what it is that we're talking about once you are at that level. We're talking about the 29th Kenya Homes Expo, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. We're joined by Benix Agot, the head of marketing. Now you know. Don't you say that we didn't say. Good. All right. That's exactly how Business AM ends this morning. I leave you, but I'll be back at 11:12 for Business Briefs and join you at Metropole News at 1, and that'll be the end of my day. Good morning. My name is Elijah Charles Kiage.